This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Now, I know how you guys like the ranking system for the heavyweights. Well, not that you like them, but you like me doing videos on them. I should correct myself with. So I thought it's high time that I did another one, as it's been, about 6-7 weeks since I've done one before. And we're just going to do the WBC on this particular video. Now, the reason I'm going to do the WBC is, while I don't necessarily agree with their rankings, but they do have the best fighters within their top 15. The other ones, WBA, IBF, WBO, these guys have obscure fighters in there based on who they're promoted by. For example, the WBO will fill it with Top Rank and Frank Warren fighters. Yeah, and yes, we know that WBC are very prone for putting in PBC fighters. Of course, we know that much. Now, on this video, I'm going to go through the whole top 15 and its changes. So, still as WBC heavyweight champion, Deontay Wilder. Yeah, he's a paper champion. We know Tyson Fury did beat him, but facts remain, he is still the WBC heavyweight champion. Number one, over 600 days, still is Dillian Whyte and no world title fight. Number two is Tyson Fury, still number two, and that's despite a victory over Tom Schwartz recently. Number three, Anthony Joshua. Of course, Anthony Joshua was the unified WBA, IBF and WBO heavyweight champion. He lost those titles to Andy Ruiz and is set to have a rematch with Andy Ruiz toward the end of the year. But either way, he's in at number three. And drops down is Luis Ortiz to number four. Of course, he's going to be fighting Deontay Wilder soon in a rematch that nobody wants to see. Hey-ho. Anyway, number five is still Adam Kownacki, the Polish-American undefeated heavyweight. Kownacki, he will be taking on Chris Arreola soon. Will that do anything for his ranking? I mean, potentially. Listen, we're all expecting Luis Ortiz to get absolutely blasted, so you would fully expect Kownacki to leapfrog Luis Ortiz at a minimum. But as we know, Kownacki, he's being primed up to be a potential opponent for Deontay Wilder. Basically, anything to avoid Dillian Whyte, right? Either way, he's in at number five still, I should say. And still at number six, Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker recently had a victory over Alex Leapai, but he retains his position as number six. As does Alexander Povetkin at number seven. Of course, he still hasn't had a fight since he lost to Anthony Joshua, but he keeps his number seven. Kubrat Pulev keeps number eight. Of course, we don't know whether he's still suspended or whether he's just suspended stateside or what's going on because of this supposed sexual harassment case, what have you. But either way, he's still at number eight and he's still the IBF mandatory. Number nine, Ajit Kabiel keeps his position at number nine, the European heavyweight champion. Number 10, Oscar Rivas, he's still there at number 10, but of course he's set to take on Dillian Whyte on July the 20th, so just over 2 weeks away, or just under 2 weeks away actually. Number 11, Derek Chisora, he retains his position at number 11. Of course, he's got a fight coming up with Arthur Spilka on the same night as Dillian Whyte versus Oscar Rivas. And of course, David Price and other ones as well. But number 12, Filip Hrgovic, he's made it into the top 15 and he goes straight in at number 12. Number 13, Dominic Brazil. Of course, he lost to Deontay Wilder in embarrassing fashion. He did himself a whole world of disjustice in that fight. Either way, he's down from number 4 to number 13. To be honest, I'm quite surprised he's still even in the top 15, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's where he is, number 13. Number 14, Joe Joyce moves in at number 14. And he's still got a fight coming up this weekend on the Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman undercard, where Joe Joyce will be taking on Brian Jennings. Very decent fight. And makes up number 15, Michael Hunter. He makes it into the top 15. So a few fighters have lost their positions and been removed from the top 15. Tony Yoka, of course, Charles Martin, Carlos Takam, and Sergey Kuzmin have all lost their positions in the top 15. And I said Dominic Brazil is very lucky to still be in there. But anyway, I would imagine that if Joe Joyce wins over Brian Jennings, which we all expect him to, but it should be a tough fight on paper, he will leapfrog Dominic Brazil. Anyway, that's the rankings. 1, Dillian Whyte. 2, Tyson Fury. 3, Anthony Joshua. 4, Luis Ortiz. 5, Adam Kownacki. 6, Joseph Parker. 7, Alexander Povetkin. 8, Kubrat Pulev. 9, Ajit Kabiel. 10, Oscar Rivas. 11, Derek Chisora. 12, Filip Hrgovic. 13, Dominic Breazeale. 14, Joe Joyce. And number 15, Michael Hunter. But as we know, Wilder, he will be taking on Luis Ortiz at the end of September. Then he's going to have back-to-back fights with Tyson Fury. So expect a few changes at the top of the WBC rankings over the next year to 18 months, because that's Wilder tied up, which means he has managed to successfully convince the WBC to allow him to have as many voluntaries as he wants to make sure that he doesn't give one to Dillian Whyte. Anyway, that's the rankings. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.